Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got an awesome guest, and he's an actor, and his name is Nick Schultz. Nick Schultz, and he stars in this new movie called "What's My Name Again." And I'm really looking forward to talking to him about the film and about his journey as an actor. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters, as you could already tell. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Nick will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. All right, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time and coming on.
Man, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited and I'm ready to go, man. Let's do this thing.
Awesome, nice. I love how your energy. It's real good. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, likewise, man. Likewise. Yeah.
Thank you. So, like, the first I want to start asking you is a typical like icebreaker question, I guess, is like,
Yeah.
what drew you to want to act? Like, when did your passion start for it?
So it's really funny. I have a specific memory. I don't know what grade. I was maybe like fourth, fifth grade in Mrs. Kovalesi's class. And I remember we're like playing this. We're
You
playing this
remember your
movie.
teacher?
I remember the teacher because I remember like that's when it happened. Because I remember like the TAs would be like, oh, when you get rich and famous, like send me money. I remember
Yeah.
like specific things. And I watched a film and I just thought like, wow, I was like, whoa. And there was like I don't know what it was. I was watching this old guy on screen
Hmm.
and I was like, that's so interesting. I maybe it wasn't as complex now as I think it was, but I was just thinking about how film is just forever and that impact it makes. And just seeing a full film was like, oh, you can do that. You can do that for a living too. And then as I got older, it just that passion just built. And then I watched great films growing up, like we just talked about, like on my wall, like Good Will Hunting, and just
Oh yeah.
and I just fell in love. And I'm still so ambitious. Like it's wild.
I know. Like I was saying before, I love all the stuff you got up on the
Yeah.
wall. Like I'm especially the Rocky films being from Philly. So.
Yeah. Wait, you're from Philly?
Hmm.
You're from
Born and
Philly
raised.
and your name is Rocco?
Yeah.
No way. No wonder you love the movie. No, that's awesome, man. Oh my
And
God.
it's funny too because I don't live far from. Remember when Rocky's running down the street, Ninth Street, like they call it
Yeah.
the Italian Mart market, and he's running down the street jogging with the jogging suit.
Yes, the
Like
iconic scene. Yes.
I don't live too far from there. And then in Rocky Five, the scene where his son is getting jumped for his jacket,
Yeah.
that's literally my street, like
Oh my
where the
God.
skull's at.
That's awesome. Man, I just know you probably went back to this location. You're like, yeah, this where it all went down, man. You're just
Yeah, it
reliving
was
it. Oh, that's
crazy. Like
awesome.
when Rocky Five was being filmed, I was a kid yet. And I would be coming home from school like every day, and I would have to, and the cast and crew start knowing me because I would have to like walk by them, and I would have to go on under like the barricade to get to my house, and
Yeah. Oh my God.
and
That's
and I
awesome.
I I actually start like talking to his son Sage a lot before he passed away, of course. And when Sage was on set for the movie, like I would be coming home from school and we were around the same age, and I would always like chat with him and stuff. It was crazy.
Wow. Wow, you got some memorable times growing up there in Philly. That's awesome. Like, wow, what a time.
Hey, if you ever come to Philly, I'll give you a whole Rocky tour.
I'm
Like
gonna have
I
to make a
know
trip
all
down
the
there now. I got my own personal tour guide, man.
yeah.
I'll be out there. Yeah.
And, so like when you got involved with this with this great passion of yours, like did you start out doing like theater and stuff first before you got into film?
Yeah, so I so I moved a lot growing up, like over like 10 times. But I like, North Carolina, New York, but I ended up in Thousand Oaks for a couple years before I moved again. But in Thousand Oaks, I was able to actually take some classes, like some
Hmm.
scene study classes, and just jump in and do a little. I did like Charlie Brown. I played Charlie Brown, but it's just, it's funny looking back at that age, and I'm like, I didn't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I'm just saying lines how they think it should be said. Snoopy, like, yeah,
Snoopy, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and then like as I got older, like I did do a little bit of theater in high
Hmm.
school. I just moved so much, it was hard to actually to pursue it. And then, but when I turned 18, I graduated high school early and I moved straight to LA, and I just got involved in all the acting classes I can really get my hands on,
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And what was like the first role you ever had for like either film or television, like whatever came first?
So yeah, I lucked out. So I through my mom knew this lady who's producing this Western short film called Revelation. And the director was at the New York Film Academy, and this was his baby. Uh,
Okay.
and so somehow the word got out that I was an actor and I was super passionate. I was like maybe 14, 15 at the time. And so he wanted me to play this little young Western bounty hunter kid. And he flew from LA to my house, and I was living in the Bay Area at that time, around Antioch, Brentwood area. He flew to my house, and then I did a live audition in front of him.
Oh my
And
God.
okay, and this is where I learned about film, because my audition, he was like, okay, I was doing monologues from like, oh my gosh, intense, like Apocalypse Now and like Fight
Yeah, yeah.
Club. And I'm
The
like,
Fight Club. I love that.
oh my, and it's like, he actually like, what got me the part, he said, is I did that monologue from Fight Club where I'm like
Really?
telling him the rules of Fight Club, and I was like in my garage,
Yes.
and he's like, you got the role, man. And I'm like, oh wow. And he gave me a big list of films to watch. It was like Good Will Hunting, Pulp Fiction, like Force, all this great film, and that's what really exposed me. But and then like when I got the part, every weekend I would get flown down to LA. I would do horseback riding lessons, and when shooting start, it was like it felt like the real deal. We were shooting at Paramount Ranch
Oh
and near
wow.
near Agora Hills, yeah. And I was like one of the little leads on the short film, and it was just amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, like I just stumbled upon this, and here I am on this set, and everyone's like, like babying me, like, oh Nick, wardrobe, makeup. I'm like, this is what this is like. This is amazing. Yeah, that was like my first real thing, and it was like a legit set, and it was amazing, and that was like that little hope that like I needed, and also like to show my family, like, yeah, I can do this, like I can pursue this, and it was that fuel that led me, I think, to keep that ambition to when I got older to move to LA on my own and pursue it, you know
Wow.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, yeah. So when you were playing this little bounty hunter kid, like did they actually train you like how to shoot a gun and stuff and how to
Yep,
like
yep.
bounty?
Yeah, I did. So with horseback riding lessons, I would go and I would go do gun handling. I would do gun handling. I
Okay.
would go to the shooting range and shoot guns. I feel like I did a bunch of other stuff. I just don't really remember
Oh,
I
that's
like,
awesome.
I would every day after school gunslinging. I would practice like having a holster, and I would be
Yes.
like, and like, but get it back in there, because there's this one shot in the film where like I'm like, I see this line and I flip the gun and I shoot his brains out, and I was like, I just can't wait for that scene. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
flipping the gun and holstering it. Dude, I mean, like, it was a dream. It was like, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is amazing, and yeah, it was so much fun, and but it's also like I was also at a time where looking back, I still didn't know what I was doing. You know,
Hmm.
I still didn't know what I was doing. I see that as like, I'm just so grateful and blessed and lucky I got that opportunity. Um, and then it's really after that I actually started learning like training and technique and Meisner and all this stuff that I'm actually like, okay, like now I'm actually gonna make a career out of this. Like that can't just happen. I can't, for the rest of my life, I'm not just gonna be getting like random roles, right? Show up. Um, but yeah, man, that was like the first thing.
Oh wow. All right. and you're part of this new film now. What's my name again? And how did you wind up getting to be part of it?
Say that one more time, the last part.
Uh, how did you wind up getting to be part of the film?
So I remember the timing being like so just perfect. I hit rock bottom, like with it was like with COVID, I got sent back from LA and I wasn't doing school, and my job was done at the restaurant I was at. So I was just at pure like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was actually like, do I continue doing acting? It was really hard time. And I remember this audition came across through my manager, and I read it and I was like, I have to do this. I was like, I have to do this. I read the breakdown and I
Yeah.
read the script and I was like, oh, that was the first time I read something. I'm like, I just had this feeling of connection where I was like, I just have to be a part of this film. And it's like everything really lined up for the first time. I've been on like, I feel like hundreds of auditions. And that was the first one. Like everyone says with actors, like, oh, don't like put your hopes up with roles. But this one I was like,
Exactly.
no, like I am booking this role. Like I have to. And I auditioned, I got called back, and I got a few chemistry reads with some of the other actors.
Okay.
And I remember Spencer Zender, the director, saying like, you
Yeah.
saying you were always like my pick for Griff. So which was cool,
Really?
because I was like, it's almost like I wasn't really competing against anyone, because he was like having me read with like the different bows.
Uh,
But I was like always Griff in his mind. So I was like, oh my, even though I was getting callbacks, like I got the basically already had the role, which was like
oh
amazing,
wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that really is awesome.
Yeah. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed.
Yeah. So for anyone who don't know about the film, can you tell us a little bit about who Griffin is and what the film is?
So yes, the film is a story about the director's dad's growing up, how, we had three dads, just a really chaotic childhood. And so whatever happened with Bo when he was younger, he never had like a legal file last name. And he's applying to colleges. And obviously they're gonna want that last name on the record, as far as like
Mhm.
an athlete. They want, to call out a certain name. And his mom's like, okay, well, you have to choose between three of your dads. And I play in real life Bo's friend. I mean, obviously different names, but Griff. So I play his best friend, who is his like ride or die, and Griff is just amazing to play because he's such like a vulnerable character. And
Yeah.
um I'm sure like Griff, he's struggling with how we like sexuality basically,
Yeah.
and those conflicted feelings, as well as it being in the 80s. And that's something that really struck me. um like growing up, I didn't think anything of like, like people having different sexualities, whatever I was like,
Definitely.
okay, that's like cool, like do you. But in the 80s, oh my gosh, like
Oh,
that must
you
be
had to
so
hide it.
so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I just had to really deep dive and like that, how that's painful. um but yeah, Griff is Bo's ride or die, man. And then you watch the film, like I just think you could see with me and Ryan and me's chemistry. It's just like it's so much fun.
Oh, definitely. I know you're right though. Like and that was a fun era for music and films, and like it was a fun era, but it was also like an era where they aren't as open as they are now. Like if someone was gay or bi, or
Yeah.
I mean, like that's something that people had to keep to themselves because it wasn't what was ac- acceptable for that era. And it was hard, like in that era, to grow up like gay or bi, or
Yeah.
and yeah, like that was like a tough era for that period if you were struggling with your sexuality.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, not only that, there's a short scene in the movie where Bo attacks Griff with about his father, and
Mhm.
Griff's like, dude, I would rather have your situation than mine. Like my dad wishes that like Bo was his son. Like he doesn't want a son that's like all kind of, a little fruity and like weird sexual, and like he wants like a type A personality son
Yeah.
who, and it's just like he just can't catch a break. He like, like externally people like, calling him names and at home. And it doesn't come out much, but it's like that stuff in character work with Griff really brought a lot of personalization and specifics to me to playing him. And just and my favorite part, I said this in other interviews, if you watch, Griff is like a really light character. And so
Yeah.
it's almost like a mask, right? Like he just like has fun and lets loose, but
Oh yeah.
underneath that's like a lot of shit, Um yeah. Yeah. It's yeah.
So like what do you love most about playing him? I mean I know he has fun. He likes his like fun times, but he also has like emotional times too. So
Yeah.
like what do you love most about him?
Oh, I love that question. What do I love most about Griff? Um I loved most about Griff that he's just kept such a optimistic point of view, and I think that he didn't bring anyone down, and that he was a go with the flow type of a guy. And I think just my favorite part about playing him was the fact it's like I could have played Griff like, yeah, we're having fun, like we're smoking pot in a car and doing all this, but it's my favorite part was it's just the reality of like in life, where you go out and you're like you have fun for a night,
Mhm.
really like you get back to reality, and it's just like my life is really, it's difficult right now. And I think it was fun to play that, to
Yeah.
feel that, and then also but like, yeah, I'm having fun, but like and I just think like the complexity of that I had within myself was just really fun, because it just added so many levels. And also Spencer let me like improv, like definitely a good
Oh,
amount
that's
of scenes.
awesome.
Yeah. And so I had a lot of fun just with Ryan and just improving and finding a lot of special moments. So um Griff was a very freeing character for me to play, and I loved playing it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you share a lot of scenes with Ryan Wynn,
Yeah.
and how was it like working with Ryan on set, sharing those those scenes with him and stuff, like just being his like scene guy.
It was it was awesome. I just thought of this specific memory where we're sitting with the little bug, right? And it's in Bo's car, and we're like in between a take, and we're like, this just doesn't feel like work. It feels like it feels like I'm just shooting this shit with my buddy. And it's
Right.
like it was just so cool. The second I met Ryan, we just started chopping it up like in person after the callbacks the first day shooting, and
Hmm.
like we instantly just like we really just hit it off. And it was like the duration of the shoot, we were like, it's like we actually were best friends on screen and off. Like we were so
Oh,
close.
that's
Like,
so awesome.
yeah, we would be at the after party, like, too, talking about like life and just everything and just really getting to know each other. And I think the fact how Ryan and I got along so much just really made it so easy to allow these characters to see the chemistry on screen between them. Like there was no forcing. It was already there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really special. It was special.
Well, I did see the film, and like you and Ryan definitely have like great chemistry on the screen. So like I'm sure that's the reason why, because you formed a bond with Ryan.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely did. And we obviously still keep in touch.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just made it so much easier to live in that world when you have a best friend off screen and on screen you're doing it with. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That helps when the person you're working with is actually friendly and not with their nose up in the air or
Yeah, if
anything,
Ryan
right?
was like a dick, I'd be like, God damn it. I was like, this is my best
I,
friend. I'm just like,
I know you'd be going home. Oh, I have to work with that dick again tomorrow. Damn
yeah, right. Yeah.
it. is there a scene you had the most fun with, the most fun shooting?
Oh, I think, yeah, totally. I think it was either the record store scene with Ryan,
Hmm.
and in the beginning that slap was something Ryan and I were like, yeah, this needs a little something, a little spice. Let's throw a little spice in it. And Ryan's like, I don't know who said it first, but like we agreed like he's gonna slap me. And I was like, you can slap me. He said he did. This guy didn't hold back. And there was like a couple takes too where this dude just smacks the shit out of me. Um, and yeah, I love that scene because there's so much external stuff happening in the movie. And that's a scene where I'm just talking to my friend, and
Hmm.
about just real things that Griff is going through, and he's actually able to like um, tell him what's really going on. And it just felt like it was just a vulnerable space. And I just love that. And I had fun to, there are a lot of fun scenes like externally,
Oh yeah.
where Ryan and I are hotboxing the car and, we're like shooting the shit. But that scene was like, it was fun on like a more emotional level. Yeah, yeah,
Well, when you're shooting that scene like with him slapping you, and if
yeah.
it's like take after take, is there like a point where you're like, all right, my face is too red right now, I need to take a break for a little bit?
I, I actually like, I don't even remember. And it's funny you say that because like I don't even remember if like the director was like, "Hey man, like your face is getting a little red." Like I
Yeah,
think I
I
I
see the
think
handprint on your face,
there's
I
just a
can't shoot
handprint off my
anymore.
face going into the scene. People are like, "What's that?" And it's like they're predicting what's gonna happen. Oh, um, no, I don't remember. I mean, like it was. I think it was like that scene. My coverage of the slap. I think it was only like 2, 3 takes, so it wasn't
Oh, okay.
terrible. And I think maybe the slap happened and they got maybe Ryan's coverage. I don't remember specifically, but I don't think it was an issue. It was fun though. I didn't mind getting slapped. Like I'm all for it. Humble me. Yeah.
I could picture coming on set, and you're just standing there, you're like, all right, just slap the shit out of me, just go in hard.
I feel like if it was like too hard though, it would like just ruin the scene. It would have been like if it was like because like there was one. I don't know if it was the one he used, but like he did like hit me good. And I was like, and it like I like almost forgot my first line for a second. I was like, yeah, yes.
See, that's when you know you were hit hard, when you forget your line.
Dude, man. If there's a sequel, Ryan, I'm gonna throw in. I'm gonna. Hey, we should add a slap in this scene. He's like, what, dude? This is like not even a scene. All right, well, let's give it a try. Yeah.
Oh man, that like I interviewed someone, Mike Manning. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's like an actor too, of course.
Okay.
And they were doing a horror film, and the horror film was called Slap Face, and it's
Mm.
basically him and his little brother, and they're like slapping the shit out of each other. And
What?
he said like they went in on it too,
Oh
and
my god. Where do
so
I sign up? That's
so
interesting though. I'm not. It's what's it called?
slap face. It's it's a
I'll have to
horror
watch it.
movie.
I'll give it a watch. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It's actually really good too.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's not only about him and his brother like slapping the shit out of each other. Like it
Right.
actually has like a story to it.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Just back and forth. And over the amount of 30 slaps, they develop
yeah,
character.
yeah,
They change.
exactly. So, for your film, like Griff deals with like a lot of different emotions, and his own thoughts, and not knowing what he is yet, and like how do you get into like a mind frame to play someone that has like all these different kind of emotions going through his mind?
Um, I when I started working on Griff, I was like, I don't want to jump through hoops. I was thinking like, you know what? When we're getting in like their teen years and we're growing up, gosh, it's such like a vulnerable, you care what people think, and it's such a like a hard time. It can be very hard, and I did have a hard time for a bit growing, and it's like that hard time was still there at the time I shot it, and so it was almost
Yeah.
like I felt that, and then I would like imagine like Griffin's circumstances, and just like I would just build the blocks to the point where I was able to really get access his specific and unique vulnerability.
Mhm.
Um, I just think he wears his I chose for him to make it wear his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah.
Um, and so, I tapped into a lot of like childhood stuff.
Uh,
Um, yeah, in the sense of like not like sense memory, but just thinking about how vulnerable we are when we're kids, like not teenagers, like
oh my
younger
gosh.
than
Yeah.
that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Definitely.
like, you know, what age did Griff like start questioning it, and then just feeling like the weight of that as a kid and getting older and
Mhm.
covering it. Um, dude, it's so much fun because it has to do with like real people. Like, yes, Griff has to do with someone in real life, but it's like people go through this every day.
Oh
uh
yeah.
and like I'm a human being too, so it's like just accessing my heart, and just merging with Griff's was just
Hmm.
like something I just went over. I was like trying not to overthink, and I was like, yeah, like I just trust myself, trust my instincts, and I trust um, the heart that I'm bringing to Griff will work, and I'm gonna hope it did. I hope it played. I like,
Oh no, no, it worked great. Like I said, I
Let's
saw the
go.
film and I really liked it. Like you 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 definitely played it good, and like I said, the scenes were great, and
Thank
so
you,
yeah, you
thank you.
you you definitely found that like voice or whatever to
Thanks,
make Griff good.
thanks, man. What was, just out of curiosity? What was one of your favorite scenes?
Ooh, oh man, that's a good question. I don't know. Like I basically like all the scenes with like where where Griff and Ryan are kind of emotional with one another.
Oh
Like
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
so I mean it's hard to pick like one scene out of that.
No, for sure. Yeah, but
Be,
I
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No, sorry, no, yeah, because like that's what I liked seeing when I was watching it. Like the interactions between you and Ryan Griffin Bow, and it's just like there's a lot of fun moments like you were saying, the drinking, the smoking and
Yeah,
partying and all that, but like
yeah.
the scenes that got me were like the emotional scenes, the scenes where like Griff is actually telling Bo, I mean, of course I don't want to give too much away, but like
Right.
when
Yeah.
like that scene was like probably like the most emotional.
Yeah. No. Well, thanks. Yeah. I was just curious. I was just curious. Yeah. 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 Those are like sweet little sweet spot
Oh my
scenes.
gosh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And the film did great, like playing at the film festivals, and it had great positive feedback from the people that went and saw it. Like, why do you think the people took to this movie so well?
um. Okay. For starters, like the cinematography is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's a very unique style of filming, like Spencer Zender and Seth Fuller created. Um, as well as there's a lot of heart in it. Spencer. When I read the script, I told him in one of the callbacks. It's just I was like, oh, it's very personal.
Hmm.
There's just a lot of heart in the story, and everyone really gave it their best, and it just also was like crazy, like the dynamic, like what is happening, like you're just like what, like why would this be a thing, like um, but and also there's so many different characters to connect with.
Yeah.
And this is something I said before, you know, like there's so many characters to grab onto, whether it's like the dads who are all so specific and different. The mom, Bo, Griff, Alea. You know, I had a lot of friends that are girls that would come forward and be like, oh, I really liked Alea's or Tali's performance. And I was like, yeah. It's like, and it's like, so many people are like, have different little things that they like about all these characters. So there's just a lot of relatability in the film alongside with it. So and it's just a heartwarming film as well, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the people liked it then.
That's why people like it, man. Yeah.
It's very heartwarming and very well made, and cinematography and acting, and even like the score of the film was really good, like all the music in it.
Oh yes, Spencer Drager. Now see, now I mispronounce his name. He's gonna be like, God damn it, Nick. And the scoring is great.
The score was great. Like, when I watch a movie, like I do listen to the music that's playing, like the score that's playing in the film, because it definitely prepares you for what scene is about to happen.
Yeah, totally. I mean, honestly, movie scores. I have a specific playlist of movie scores that I listen to every single day.
Oh, really?
Every single day.
Oh, wow.
I saw like Hans Zimmer, like just specific things, even from scenes that like inspire me. And whenever I'm feeling unmotivated, I just like pop that on, and I'm like, yep. And it's almost like if I thought like if I wasn't doing acting, like I would for sure go into music, and it's just so powerful. The power of a score, definitely. You know, I think it just makes a film. Like a score, if you saw Oppenheimer, oh my gosh, can you hear the music score is beautiful. It's insane. It's like just stuff like that just adds a lot of heart to the film, you know.
Oh no, definitely, for sure.
It tells its own story.
Like when I saw Halloween, you know, the horror movie Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it would have been as impactful if it wasn't for John Carpenter playing that song that, you know, Michael Myers is about to hit, the, you know, like,
no, exactly. like who really knows? Like, probably not.
I know, right?
That became such an iconic, and it's like you walk into a Halloween store and that song is playing.
Yes, when that
even
song
you start looking
hits
over your shoulder, you're like, what it has that effect. You're just like, yeah.
Like, when you hear that song, you think Halloween, like, and not only the movie, you think of like Halloween, like the actual Halloween.
Yes, exactly. And it's like Jaws, you know, when you're in the water, I think of the Jaws theme, and I run out of the water because I'm terrified. I'm terrified of sharks. So. Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't go too deep, if you're down the shore and you're going to the beach, like if you don't go too deep into the ocean, you'll be Jaws free.
Yeah, that murky water though, man, I can't. I'm a goner. When I can't see my feet, I'm like, yep, that's it for me. Start waving to my friends at the beach, like, all right, guys. Terrifying, dude.
It's so crazy. Like, there's like some areas in the world where the ocean is so clear, like you could see your feet, you could see the fish, you could see any kind of sharks that are about to come and try to eat you.
You can only see it coming. That's beautiful. If I can see it coming, I can prepare. You know, say my last words. If I can't, it's murky water, I'm like, come on, at least give me a warning, you know, let the fin come up. I don't know.
Man, that's like scary. If a shark was coming near me, I would have to go in wrestling mode and try to like do like Randy Macho Man Savage and drop an elbow on the shark.
Hell yeah, man. Go Philly on it. Go Rocky.
Yeah. As soon as I dive on it, his mouth would open up and I'll be right inside him.
Punching him from the inside.
Yeah, I'll be punching him from the inside. They're like, what happened to that guy? He slid right in his mouth.
Oh man, don't speak that into existence, man.
No, I don't want to.
Oh my gosh.
And, is there anything you learn from this role? Like you learn from playing Griff, like from this film? There was a lot of things that were wrote in the film, a lot of lessons. And did you learn anything while filming it and watching it?
I did. I learned so much, and that was one of the most valuable things about this film for me. It was my first feature, and it's, anyone's first feature. I feel like is such a learning process. Watching it, portraying a character in a feature film for the first time, like really using all my tools I have, and like in the film, and
Mhm.
just seeing how that plays out. Because it's interesting, because when I was playing Griff and I'm in a scene, it's almost like I don't remember it. Like when I'm in the moment and I'm with Ryan and I'm shooting a scene,
Yeah.
I don't know what I just did, because I'm not self-conscious. I'm like, I'm in it, and then like watching it back, I'm like, okay. Um, I'm like, okay, I see what works, see what didn't work. And I think it's just a big learning thing as an actor. I've grown a lot since then. It's been like what, 3.5 years. Um,
Oh
and
wow,
so
it's
it's just
been that long.
it's been, yeah, it's
Oh
been a
wow.
bit, and I've done so much training and prep since this film. And I think a big learning thing was, it's like not a hard lesson. It was actually like a reaffirming, like, trust your impulses. Like, it's like I was right in some parts. Like, yeah, like I was right to trust my impulse there. Like, it worked.
Yeah.
Um, and some spots I'm like, it didn't work as well as I would like, or like something there was off. Like, there's a little hole
Mhm.
which I wish I could have filled, or been more specific, or delivered something. Like, it's just, yeah, looking back, like, I think performance wise, like, learning, just not in a judgmental way, just seeing
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how could I make this better? How could, and then also being on a set, being with the cast and crew, and learning how that works, and definitely lessons like going back, and like, I don't know specific things, but um I think like I maybe could have taken, it was so much, I had so much fun, like, with Ryan and the whole casting crew. Um but I think like maybe like next time, I don't know how like a set would work, because I think every set is different, but
Oh yeah, of
there was
course.
definitely a lot of times like to like run lines and do things, and I think just like no bad stuff. It's just all new and fresh, and taking away what how it can be better the next time. Um, yeah, yeah, that's what I
Okay.
would. Yeah.
And but when you're filming something, there's always some like downtime. What do you like doing between takes when you have that little bit of time?
Um, well, I remember I brought my guitar one day in set, and
Oh, you
Lucas,
did?
Lucas, who plays one of the dads, Roberto, is he started singing and like playing guitar, and like I was like, I don't know, I was shooting the shit a lot in between set.
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, like, the AD would come like, hey, like, you guys keep it down. Like, um,
Quiet on the set.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, like, in the downtime, because there was definitely like a solid amount of downtime. There's some times where I didn't work for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Now, but also like I was also just getting to know the cast,
Hmm.
which was great. I was prepared, I was ready. So, um, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be different on every set.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
So you play music then too?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
play,
wow, okay.
yeah, I play guitar. I started singing last year, and I'm obviously I'm still new, so don't ask me to bust out some vocals. I will,
Oh,
but you won't like it. But yeah, sing guitar. Yeah, I'm doing too much right now. Jiu-jitsu. I just did my
oh
first
my
like
God.
stand. I did my first stand-up yesterday. It was like a 5-minute set, and
Wow.
yeah, it went somewhat well, but yeah, a lot's going on now.
You're definitely trying to keep busy, aren't you?
Oh, I am. Oh, yeah. I really, especially with the strikes, I'm writing, and
Yeah.
I'm just doing everything to just see what's that next thing to invest in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Uh, Well, I know not to get on your bad side because you're in martial arts, and you know, I don't.
Dude,
I'll be like,
I
all
learned
right,
a
as long as
yeah.
we're cool, and I don't do nothing to get you mad, I'm fine.
I mean, listen, you're Rocco, you're from Philly. I'm sure you can take me, man. All I know is like a leg sweep. And I learned I was like, I've had 2 classes so far. And you're like, you have to be on the floor and do a specific thing. And I'm probably not gonna get you to the floor. You're probably just gonna just like Ryan did to me, and I'm gonna fall. I'm not advanced yet, man.
Okay. So like, do you like go around the house playing like Kiss songs and Aerosmith and stuff like that, or
Dude, actually, I love Coldplay. Coldplay's my
Cole?
favorite
Oh,
band.
nice,
My
nice.
favorite band. Like the first song I learned on guitar, like singing to, is Green Eyes.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I'm still just training my voice, so I can't do advanced songs, you know. So, but yeah, I love playing. It's such a freeing just release for me. But when I start singing, it becomes frustrating. So I'm like, I'm not there yet. But you know, once it's like if I invest now in a couple of years, like I'll have somewhat of a voice. That's why I think like investing in these things now are valuable, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
See that in like another couple years, you're going to be on stage doing live music and throwing kicks in the air.
All of it. Jujitsu, singing
You'll
guitar, stand up.
you'll be
He's
like
like,
the new version. You'll
what is
be
this
the
guy
new
on?
version of David Lee Roth. Did you ever hear him? David Lee Roth. He
No.
was he was the lead he was the lead singer of Van Halen, and then
Oh,
they like threw him out of the band and hired another singer. And but when he was part of the band and he was a singer, like when he would be on stage, he would do all these flips and throw kicks in the air because he was trained in martial arts.
no way.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that why they like booted him?
No, I think it was actually drugs.
Well, whatever story. Yeah. He was like, you can do as many kicks as you want up there. Just like relax with the drugs. He's like, no,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
gotta
Yeah,
keep
but like if
chopping.
you if you like look on YouTube or something, look up like David Lee Roth on stage, like you'll see like when he was actually on stage with Van Halen, you would see him doing all these flips on stage and throwing he would do like
Wow,
a spinning kick and stuff, and it was crazy.
talented guy, I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
So see, you could be like the new version of David Lee Roth.
I'm gonna have to live up to that now. I can't let that down. That's my new dream. Acting just went out the window. No. I'll just end up on that like on the Hollywood Boulevard just doing that, and people are like,
Yeah.
Angel, this was Rocco's idea.
Oh no, and then you'll really use that martial arts on me.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And, so what kind of music do you like listening to? Like what's on your playlist?
I love indie. I love indie. Like Richie Mitch and the Coal Miners, Mount Joy, Kings of Leon. I don't know if that's like indie, maybe more so rock. Yeah, I listen to just I like love discovering new artists too.
Oh yeah.
But obviously when I started like getting serious about guitar is when I really started liking indie because there's a lot of guitar. There's a lot of vocals with guitar and I love it. And also okay, do you know the band M83?
No,
You don't?
no. Are they
Oh
good?
shoot. Oh my gosh, they're like besides Coldplay, they're my favorite band of all time. I don't know if they're indie, but they do a lot of movie scores too. But I don't know what genre they are. They're amazing. They
Oh,
like
okay.
okay, Midnight City. You know that song?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're like it's like okay. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get into it. Um, yeah, man, a lot of songs that are like really guitar-y. I actually got into country like actually recently because
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was like shitting on country for a long time. Then I'm like, oh no, like country's cool. Like it's awesome. Like it's so
I know.
soulful and like the guitar is amazing, beautiful, and oh my, there's so many amazing talented artists. Like I was immature back then. Now I'm a man. I listen to country. Yeah.
So was it the music or was it looking at Dolly Parton?
Oh, Dolly Parton. Obviously. That's why. I didn't want to say it at first, but no, I'm joking. Like, gosh, Dolly Parton. I'm into older women. No.
Hey, yeah. Wait, I think she's married.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Once she sees my jujitsu and guitar and singing on stage, it's over. It's over for him.
Hey, she actually still sings yet, so you could do a song with her.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow. That would be
She
terrifying.
she literally has a new album coming out soon where she covers
Oh, wow.
all classic rock songs.
Wow, good for her. She's still
I
doing
know,
that.
right?
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you listen to country?
Yeah, like I listen to that rock, metal. I mean, I listen to pop
Metal?
too. Like, yeah,
That's
like
intense.
I would go see like Aerosmith or like Slip, not live, and then I would go next night to see Paula Abdul and Cher.
Oh man, yeah. There we go. Hell yeah, man.
so,
A very
so
well-rounded music taste there.
I'll be like banging my head to metal, and then I'll be like over there listening to Cher sing "Do You Believe."
Crying your eyes out. Got the external. Now it's time to release that inner pain. Yeah.
So we talked earlier about horror because I always ask my guests this when I have them on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what are some of your horror films that you like to watch?
I don't like to watch any of them. But as we talked before, my family friends, the mother, she made me watch all the Conjuring universe, and those were all terrifying. All of them. Every single one. Every single one scared me. But oh my gosh, Annabelle kept me up at night. Like it was Annabelle, the one with the orphans.
Yes.
That I don't want nothing to do with that. And then also, oh my gosh, Smile. Have you seen Smile?
Oh my god, that was so creepy, wasn't it?
That one was like, I
That
think
was
that was
so
actually one of the
creepy.
scariest ones I've seen.
Yes.
As well as it was good because it was unique and I couldn't really predict what was gonna happen. Like I didn't know if I don't want to spoil it.
No,
I'm
like
gonna stop myself. I'm gonna stop myself.
I jumped with the scene with the car with the girl's head that went like that made me jump. Like I wasn't expecting that.
Left my ball. And oh my gosh, the therapist, when she's talking to the therapist, and then she calls her on the phone. I get chills just talking about it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh. These things stress me out, but I'm like weirdly addicted to it. It's like why is it calling? It's do you I think you're crazy if you watch horror films alone. Do you watch horror films alone? You do, don't you?
What?
No. Okay, I'll rephrase that. You're very brave. You're not crazy. You're very brave, and I'm a little bitch. That's what I'll say.
I do prefer to watch them with someone like either friends or parent or whatever, but like if no one is around to watch it, I'll watch it myself. Like I actually went to the movie theater not to see that new horror movie that's out, talk talk
Talk
to
to me.
me, and no
Yeah.
one wanted to go with me, and I went myself in the theater to see it.
How was it?
It was terrifying.
I saw a little reel of it on either Instagram or TikTok, and I was like, no, no, not for me. But I'm like, someone's gonna make me go. But until that, I'm not gonna think about it.
Right, exactly.
A24 too? Is it? Oh, A24 is. I already know it's gonna be good. If it's A24,
Yes, they're amazing, and from what I heard, like they actually they're still filming yet because they met
Yep.
guidelines for the actors strike.
Yep.
So the actors are allowed to film with them.
Yep. Man, A24 is my dream to be in an A24 film. I've got on my vision board right here now.
All right, go.
I do. No, like I just their films are just so unique and they're so
Oh yeah,
it's so freeing how they bring so many different elements to film. Even like Everything Everywhere All at Once was just blew me away.
yes,
I was like, wow, like how
yes.
do you think of this?
I know.
Yeah, so many talented people at A24. So I'm sure that when I see Talk to Me, I'm probably gonna cry. I'm
Yeah.
gonna cry.
Well, I was happy. Jamie Lee Curtis finally won an Oscar
Right.
for that
That's
role.
right.
I mean, she should have won for Halloween, but hey.
But she was amazing in Everything Ever All. I mean, they all
Yeah,
were. Oh my
yeah,
god, they knocked my socks off.
yeah,
Oh
definitely,
my gosh,
definitely.
that was like, yep, I'll definitely that's my to be that good one day is that's what I'm hanging on to. You know, that's the dream. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah. Put me in a
So
horror film though, I'm not gonna act. I'm gonna be terrified.
I I could see you doing a horror film. Like I could definitely see
I
you
would
doing a
love
horror
to
film.
do a horror film. I would love to do a horror film. I think like it would challenge me differently as well as like um I feel like also I'm so scared to eat. Okay, that's not I don't like I just didn't like saying that. I was like I thought of it. I was like, don't I get scared pretty easily with like especially paranormal stuff. Like I'm freaked the fuck out. But I mean
Well,
also like
that's perfect though, because like they want to see the fear. So when you're acting in a horror movie and you're like really scared, that's you're not even acting. Like the director would love that.
oh, I'll run out of the studio. Like, where'd Nick go? Nah,
Yeah,
let him
yeah.
run. Let him run.
I just let him blow off steam, like make him run, get the screaming out of his system, and then he'll come back.
Yeah, yeah. God.
And then they're like driving around, seeing where you're at, and you're over in the next state, still running.
Yeah, I'm like Forrest Gump or like David Goggins. I'm still running. I ain't going back. No turning back. Yeah.
So, is there any other is there anything else you're working on that you would like to plug?
Um, I'm writing, so I'm working on finishing a couple short films, which I plan to get shot this year. Um, and honestly, besides that, I'm still a college student.
Okay.
I'm learning actually right now. I'm just learning to balance everything, especially while the strike is happening and things are
Well,
slower
yeah.
and out of auditions coming in. You know, balancing school. I am on the hunt for a good place to train now that I'm in LA for an acting
Yeah.
class. I'm going to continue with stand up, jiu-jitsu, guitar, singing. So a lot on my plate. A lot of honing in on my craft and my skills. Um, but look out for me. I'm
Yeah,
coming.
definitely.
I'm coming up. I'm
I I see that. I'm going to be seeing those kicks getting thrown in the air.
You will. You will. No, but really, I am just so ambitious to make my dreams become a reality, and
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
working so hard because I want to reach that top tier of actors who, um, man, just are just so good, and I just have so much heart and passion, and I just can't wait till I get these opportunities to just showcase. As well as a big reason why I got into acting is actually it's not about nothing to really do with me. Yeah, I love film,
Mhm.
but it was the fact of like when I watched these amazing films growing up, just the impact they had on me. You know, like it's like when I like had something traumatic going on in a film, help me just release that or like relate to a character who's going through similar things.
Oh,
And I'm like,
definitely.
and it's like, oh, these actors have no idea like how much they're actually impacting just individual audience members. I mean, obviously they do, but it's just like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this for other people. Like it's just my mission to just be that good and that compelling and specific and personal with my characters I portray, and that I can inspire the world or move the world or however the audience reacts to it. An absolute dream. That is like my goal moving forward. Being a part of those projects that are just so meaningful and special.
I definitely could see you doing that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you put it out there that you want to work for A24, so hopefully they come call and knock, and I don't know how it works. Is it like Zoom now?
Yeah. A24, if you're listening to this, I'm ready. No, really though, like, if that opportunity comes up, I am working harder than I've ever worked before. Like that is, I'm like, yo, I'm down to get to work. Start kicks, chops, chop. No. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, putting it out there, man. I'm putting it out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's only a matter of time before they see the film and they're like, all right, we're bringing Nick in.
Yeah, bring that fool in here or slap him some more.
yeah. We're just bringing him in so he could get slapped.
He really played getting slapped well. We need a guy like him. I'll be like, all right.
And where could fans follow you at?
So you can at my Instagram is Schultz_Nick. Schultz is SCHULTZ_Nick. I have my website on my bio. My website's like www.nickschultzportfolio.com, which is where I post headshots, acting, what's happening with me. And yeah, like watch What's My Name Again. And if you watch it, please let me know what you think. I love feedback, and be as harsh as you want. Like, seriously, like I don't like when people sugarcoat. It's like, if you thought I sucked, like tell me. Like hey, you blew it. And I'm like, all right, time to get to work. Like just like it'll give me that fire, like
and
not actually, but
you'll like snapshot the person's face and then put it on the wall and start kicking it.
Like Rocky, like what's the one where it's like he's fighting the Russian guy?
Yeah.
Crushes the fun. Yeah, no, but definitely reach out to me, follow me, and yeah, I'm out there and I'm working, so there you'll see more of me for sure.
Sweet, buddy. Well, this has been so much fun. Like I really enjoyed chatting with you and laughing. It was really nice meeting you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Dude, it was seriously, it was an absolute pleasure. I was looking forward to this interview all month.
Oh wow, thank you.
So really, it was an absolute honor, and it was great meeting you. And if I'm ever in Philly,
Rocky Tour,
baby,
and cheesesteaks, of course.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But no, really, thank you so much for bringing me on. I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Of course, buddy. Thank you. Definitely have a great night, and the weekend's coming up, so have fun and do what your character did in Party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. You too. You have a good weekend. Be safe, man.
Thank you, bud.
All right. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.